Hi, welcome to the next video on the Divergent CRM. Let's have a look at the agenda. For this video, we'll be looking at email marketing, contacting owners, contacting clients, capturing more email addresses. We'll be looking at clients and owner CRMs, CMSs, content management suites, enhanced products, owner offers, and we'll be looking at some booking systems. Not booking systems, we'll be looking at the booking system we're going to be creating. Okay, let's get to it. We've seen these very quickly before. What we're looking to do with our owner emails, which are the emails that go to the suppliers, I suppose, in general commerce terms, is we want, as soon as an inquiry hits our inquiry system, we want every single villa owner that inquiry would work for to receive an email from us asking if they are available. There's all sorts of trouble with the availability systems currently in Cape Town. The main system that we're using has not been updated, and it's becoming more like the good old days of one villa rental company would have their database, another would have theirs, and it was shared. It wasn't shared, it was singular, which is good for us in Cape Town because we've got the largest database. If we can then add to that largest database for inquiry for Christmas and New Year, for 2 weeks came in for a villa with 4 bedrooms in Camps Bay, we would single that down to 4 and 5 bedrooms in Camps Bay, and maybe 80 or 90 emails would get sent out, of which, as soon as those email comes back, we want those emails that come back to automatically update the system. Now that's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy at all. What would be easier is to try, when we send the email out, to get the owner of the villa or the property manager or the rental company to update our CMS. So we give a link that opens our CMS and they say, yes, this is available, this is our price, da, 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 da. So then when the salesperson comes to start their search for the villa, already, there's a few emails come back, and over the period of about 5 or 6 hours, and over actually a couple of days, if secondary emails get sent out, there'll be more and more offers. So the villa salesperson has got no problem about finding stock, and that's really one of the toughest parts, especially now that the system that everybody uses is no longer functioning to full capacity. And going internationally, there really are, whilst people think booking systems, there's booking systems for everything, there really are not booking systems for villas. Not the top end anyway. There's one in America called Vacation Roost, albeit they're more of a company, the villa rental company, that has a lot of inventory that's made a system. It's not available to everybody. There's a few in Bali, and I'm sure there are a few dotted around, but really, generally, if one's thinking of going to, say, Costa Rica, there will not be one all-powerful system. One just needs to get all the email addresses and then send all the owners out one email asking if it's available. Obviously, we've got to make that sure that that happens in the correct way, as in we're not sending owners requests they're not going to be interested in, because we don't want them to hit the spam button. We want them to see that, okay, presented nicely, send us back an email saying yes, it's available, or if you're really keen on it, log into our system and put in an offer. And we can even go further than that at a later stage of having the owners actually talk directly to the guests through a sort of system like Airbnb has, whereas they can't give phone numbers and they can't give email addresses. Okay, and that has the advantage of we can then start putting on our inquiry system, talk to owner direct, and some people will like that. In fact, a lot of people would like that. Others would prefer to go through the agency. So you can have all those sort of options. Now, to do this, I thought it was going to be easy, and we were going to use this software called Pitchbox, which is perfect for sending out 200 or 300 emails and putting little follow-ups, so as if it doesn't get replied within a day, another email comes through, and seeing what the reaction is. We can see which emails have not been opened, etc., etc. And we've seen how HubSpot has that functionality in the last video as well. But unfortunately, the Pitchbox API is not set up as a CMS tool, CRM tool. It is only set up to work with the SEO companies. So Pitchbox recommended customer.io, which looked great. Its pricing was reasonable, but they have a drawback that you need to be logged in. Now, to a degree, every inquiry that comes in, we can turn that into a CMS page, and we'll be talking about that soon, for the owner. And as soon as when the owner gets a reply, it'll say log into your CMS page for more details, or just reply to us by email. And what we're doing is we're sort of forcing the login, i.e. just by sending an email back, or more to the point, as soon as an email is sent out to that client, they will be logged in. And same vice versa, when we send an email out to an owner, they will already be logged in. But what if someone logs out? And it's annoying that it's not just for sending emails and counting them the way Pitchbox does. I'm still working this out. Is it better to potentially try and make our own system using one of the tools used for mass emailing, such as MailChimp? But whatever, where there's a will there's a way, and soon we think this system right now is the most important system for us to build as soon as we finish Magic Menus, because this gives our salespeople massive amounts of what would take them 3 days they can do in a matter of minutes. And that'll be the difference. That could potentially add 50%, even 100% to the profitability of the company. Plus, it gets the name out there often. Each time the owner gets a new inquiry, it's like, oh, that's a nice inquiry from them. They're suddenly, this owner's seeing 3, maybe 4 good inquiries a week, or if they're signed up for medium inquiries, we will give them the option to only receive great inquiries, or they can receive medium inquiries as well. They'll be maybe receiving 10 or 12 inquiries a week from us. When that owner comes to think, right, this company is really doing well, they're getting really a load of leads, they'll start considering using our companies, our network, Cape Villas, Cape Town Luxury Villas, Villa Secrets, Cape Luxury Villas, all many websites. They'll start to want to work with us, i.e. give us exclusivity. It's a great way to go into a meeting saying I want exclusivity if that owner's already received about 50 or 60 inquiries for you over the previous matter of months. Okay, so we want customer.io if it can work for us, or Pitchbox. There is this option, intercom.io, albeit reviews have shown customer.io to be superior, and we're not sure if Intercom also has that tracking method where it only gives you stats if the customer is logged in. This is out of our price bracket at the moment. Whilst it says $280, they actually said £280. They actually said you're looking at £1,000 a month to do that properly. MailChimp, going to be looking at that very, very soon. This might be the way to do it. Or it might be a simple case if we just do it through our own CMS that we've already got, the booking system, and automatically send the emails out from our mail server, from Villa Secrets mail server. The worry of that is they might go into the spam folder. So we'll do some tests. If they don't go into the spam folder, it's hunky-dory. We'll probably just make our own system and won't use any of these tools. Okay, let's have a look at the agenda. Where did we start? We didn't start here. Email marketing, contacting owners. Okay, we've looked at that. Contacting clients. Okay, contacting clients. Now, there's a lot to this, because there's a lot of ways we wish to contact clients, and we want to make a lot of rules to govern the ways clients are contacted. If it's also, we want to share the email databases across a broad range of companies. So if we get an inquiry in from company A, that email address is given to company B, C, D, E, and F, who send them an email, a blog, a lovely blog, or an introductory email, maybe once a month to try and get through it. If it gets deleted or unsubscribed, that company won't do it again, and it will go to company C, and company C will send them an email. It's getting someone at the right time, at the right day, and they're like, oh, you know what, I am interested in looking at this now. Also, other systems, say for instance a client has inquired, and after 2 or 3 days there's been no response. So we've used, we can use the HubSpot CRM to tell us whether the email has been opened. If it's not been opened, and a second one's been sent and that's not been opened, maybe that client that needs, to be emailed from a different company offering a different type of service. Not a different type of service, a different, like, for instance, they will just send one specific email that is relative to what the inquiry is, saying, we've just found a new villa for you, exactly, with the terms they want, and just, that's it. That's one email sent, and if that doesn't work, and they'll send another one, and they'll be leading to the blogs. And I think once a client looks at our blogs, let's have a quick look. We can see one over here somewhere. Gosh, where is it? Sorry about this. Here's, this is the blog. This is how it looks. Clients love this. All magazine style. Anyway, we'll look at that later. Okay. This is a potential way for us to send emails as well, is the WordPress newsletter plugin. The Salesforce and the MailChimp. MailChimp's the most popular. That also has its own plugin. Okay. Segment quickly is a system that allows us to integrate with many other systems, and we may be starting with this. This all depends on what gets suggested by Vineeth, our chief programmer, after seeing all these videos. Okay, that's the end of that section on email marketing. There's a lot more to it, there really is. Oh, sorry, actually, before we go, we're going to talk about capturing more email addresses. Now, I'm sure people have seen it. They've gone onto a website, and after about 5 or 6 seconds, or maybe 10 or 15 seconds, a little thing drops down to try and capture your email address. Now, I've seen this a lot, and sometimes I've gone for it because it's got something I've wanted, but now I'm seeing it so much. They're offering a free ebook, and, there's no value to that ebook. It's just looking at a section of their website that they've put into an ebook. That works to a degree. What I saw on my journey through looking at all the luxury villa rental companies in the world, which has been going on for many years, one popped down, and instead of it just offering some random thing that had no actual value, it offered a bottle of champagne on arrival. So, $40 expense. But for capturing that email address, well worth it, because, chances are, I think it's only 1 in 20 people that come to our website through AdWords actually make a booking. So we only make an inquiry, sorry. What happened to those other 19 people? Quite often the reason they're not coming to us is not because they don't want to come to us, it's just they were busy, didn't really, it wasn't on their, they were just browsing. So if we could capture their email addresses, those 20, or maybe even, 10 out of those 20, so we're going to offer this bottle of champagne on arrival. We're also going to be offering gifts from Lalu Malu, who is a South African jewelry company based now in Bali, and it's a nice touch to offer something that's one can keep forever. This is linked into our guest gifts CRM, which sends gifts to the guests after they've finished their holiday on special occasions. Okay, so there we go. That's email marketing. Let's now quickly go to clients and owner CMS, content management suites, enhanced product CMSs. Okay, let's have a look at the CMS we use currently. It's very simple. If a new owner was to come to this page, they would simply follow it. This is the search. They put their general details in there. They change the attributes of the villa. They upload photos, and let's swap them around a bit. Oh, stay on this page, submit. They go to pricing. And pricing is something we're going to be doing to all of the villa owners as well, because most of them don't have the right prices. So we're going to be sending an email before we even start asking them about specific inquiries, just to get their pricing. And we want them to basically click on the email and come to a page like this, and then just put in their prices. And once they've done that, they're in the system. They've used the system, and then we start adding all sorts of other options for them to do. There's the option to set your Google Maps, availability, the headers, and in which menu the villa should appear, albeit that's not actually for the owners to decide. Now, this is okay looking, but and it gets the job done, but we want to make it nicer. This is WordPress. WordPress is now the most commonly used CMS system in the world. They say half of all websites get made using this, and it's, you know, it's not for someone who doesn't know what they're doing. It's for someone that knows a little bit about what they're doing and has a lot of time to spend working it out. You know, graphic designers can turn into web designers. Web designers can make better looking websites. But we're just looking now at the post page. Now, this is quite simple. And this is how we want an enhanced villa to look. If they've got pictures over 1200 pixels wide, we would have them, and it wouldn't look like this. It would just start something like this here. And there you got the header, you know, and they can just click on it and change the header. And then you've got your picture that goes on the left, and then you've got the text on the right. And, you know, we're bashing these out at a pace of 1 a day. And it's easy enough for an owner to do this themselves, albeit, you know, they might not be competent with the copywriting, in which case they would sort of do it and ask us to complete it. And if it's a nice villa, we would. Okay, so that's how we want to see our CMS. So we've just got the picture and the text, so it's really easy to change. Let's have a look at how this page actually looks. We saw it earlier. It's got this layer slider at the top that changes. It has a little caption. And it's, you know, the general 8-second rule applies here. If your client isn't interested in your villa or your product by the 8th second, they'll generally leave the website and go somewhere else. Within this slideshow, we do it at 4 seconds a shot. And, you know, within 8 seconds, they're onto their third slideshow. And that's captured their interest. And, you know, then they can go down, read through it, and then get directed to the main website. They might share it as well. Okay, so that's how we want our CMS to look for adding villas, a little section like this for the enhanced page. And we also want to create an easier version of this. This is the layer slider that makes it at the top, and you add your picture, and then you add your captions by Stephen Anthony, and we just want to make this a little bit simpler. So there's this has been made so you can change it and do all sorts of things. We don't want to change it and do all sorts of things. We just want those 8 pictures sliding the way they do and the captions to change, which is a relatively, well, it's actually an easy thing to do, albeit we have got to get the HTML5 code in to get the nice transitions, but our designer Puf will be able to do that. Okay, so a simpler version of the layer slider, a similar version to how this is done, and added to that the other sections from our original CMS. So that's how we're wanting to make our owner's CMS. As for the guest CMS, we want to be showing them something like we saw earlier in the Salesforce demo, where we are showing everything. We're showing all the emails that have come back and forwards. We're showing special offers, we're showing the financials, so if someone wants to see where the payment is, has it been made to the owner, concierge, everything you could possibly imagine an owner wants in a lovely CMS with all sorts of lovely graphics to make it look very, very special. Okay. Yes, and within the owner's CMS and the guest CMS, we'll be encouraging them to talk to each other. So the owner, on one hand, will know from our system that there's maybe 6 or 7 villas in the running, and at the moment he's only recommended in 4th place. Whereas if he offers a 10 or 15% discount, he's going to go up higher, and that'll be seen by the guest, and the guest will be like, okay, look, give me another 5% off, and we'll talk about it. So the guest and the owner are really talking to each other, and the villa rental company is sort of on top of that, guiding the process. Okay, next, booking systems. I'm not going to go, let's just find out where we are. Here we are. Gosh, that's not right. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to find this booking system now. In fact, no, I think I've got the link down here. Yes, I have. And this is called Magic Prices, and we did this in 2013. No, 2014. Yeah, something like that. Now, you can see here the beginnings of an owner's booking system. And they've got, as we've just seen, the owner, their address, the SEO headers, description, features, pricing, Google Maps, add photos, order photos, display options, availability. And we've got all that, and we can make it look nice and snazzy. So this is how an owner would originally assess the prices. For an owner coming in and not knowing much about the industry, it's very intimidating because you've got different rates for different times, and you've got to think about specifics, i.e. Easter holidays. Quite a lot of people want to charge more Easter holidays, and it is more popular, so it's fair enough. There's high season, there's in season, there's shoulder season, there's out of season, there's peak season, and even now in Cape Town specifically, there's 4 days at the beginning of Feb that are the mining indaba, and a lot of people like to put their prices up at that point. What we do here in this system, and sorry about this dates, we haven't finished the date section on it yet, was the idea is one puts in their average low summer price of, in this case it's 8,000 rands a day. One chooses the sub-seasons, and immediately, as soon as they put in that 8,000 rand price, it's calculated for peak season, which is Christmas and New Year, and about 14 days, being priced at double that. Then there's high season, which is the time from the end of Christmas and New Year up until sort of March. That's at 150%. Then there's in season, which is through March up until Easter holidays, which goes up to 125. And then we get into May, which is out of season. Then we get back into sort of September, October, and that is shoulder season. That's an awful lot to think about, but just by putting in one average price, bang, it will give an assessment. One can change the occupancy, one can change the agent's commission, running costs, etc., etc., and work out exactly what they're expecting over a year. And this is well in advance of any system that has been created so far. And it's easy because this is the first thing that anyone would do. I.e., if we had we do have an Add Your Villa. As soon as you clicked on that, it would say enter your average price based on having a look at some other villas, and it would say, okay, if this one is worth saying this much, this is how much we're going to charge, and it'll work out the yearly return, which is a great way to capture that owner's interest, and a very simple way to organize it, because each year you can just say add 10%, and the seasons will change because of i.e. Easter changes all the time, but it'll be programmed into the system so as the owner doesn't have to worry about changing the system dates for Easter, because it'll do it automatically year on year. Really great system. In the terms of other property management systems, we are struggling to find one. We have looked at a number of options. We've looked at HomeAway's system. You have to be in America. Can't use that. We've looked at Keygo. Keygo's system, you can't make sub-accounts, i.e. we can if we have 200 villas, well, we can put them up there. But if we've got 200 villas by 10 different property managers, there's no way to segregate the different property managers. So, one property manager could go and sabotage another one. We can't use them. Villas 365 are looking interesting because they've said, we can do anything. We're happy to, I've had a, email from the CEO always helps. That said, using this as a starting block, we made a property management system in 2005. It worked great. It got copied by, well, we don't know what we do, but it ended up being reinvented as the Razor system, which is now the system that is actually not doing so well. Okay, so let's get back to the agenda. We've looked at that. Magic prices, we call that. Villas Cloud. Okay, here's some research. We're going to have to go into my desktop, and we're looking at some research into the business plan for Villa Secrets. We're looking at part 2, and let's have a look at the last modified. These are various. Okay, and here we go. This is just research on Villas Cloud property management system, which I'm not going to go into at this point because it's a very, as you can see, this is a very detailed document. It's actually 40 pages of this. This hopefully we'll be putting this online soon in the Villa Secrets business blog. But for now, let's just say we've got a lot of ideas once we've created the system for a property management, how to make it really good. And it's called villascloud.com. That is our property management system. It's not live yet, but that's what we're building towards. And it has various consistents. Villaspecialist.com, luxuryvilla.pro, and Villas Tech, all doing various different things, starting with this basic design. Let's get back to the agenda. Okay, that's it. We're done. That really could have taken, a 2-hour video on its own, and we just looked at it in a minute. But this is a Divergent CRM. It's all a part of it. But the CRM and we need to make the CRM before we can make the booking system, because we need to have those contacts in place, and we need that connectivity with emailing. Okay, thank you.